Alright, everybody. I am in Oculus Medium, which is a really pretty cool virtual reality sculpting program. So, I'm recording this, and I hope everything works out well that you can see it. As you can see, these are my virtual hands, right hand, left hand, and then I've got a virtual ball of clay here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to create a sculpture of a 3D model that I did years ago. So Medium now has the capability of importing reference images, so that's what I'm going to do now. Let's see if I remember how to bring, there we go, I think it's that, and custom, that image right there. So with that, I am going to move it a little bit out of the way so that I can refer to it and it not, let's see, what is that? Scale? I don't need to scale it yet. Let's just rotate it. Kind of trippy. Those, wait, do I go up and down? Man, that's tricky. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's go ahead and make it just a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, now I've got my reference material right there. And yeah, he's a dragon that I did about probably 10 years ago in a 3D program called Lightwave. And so constructed him, modeled him, rigged him, and then added facial morphs so that I can add different expressions, as you can see in the reference, and then pose him. Well, what I'm going to do is take him and make it over here, starting with this ball of clay. Alright, so here we go. First things first, let's make sure I'm working with symmetry on. Don't need that. Let's go right here, mirror. And then as you can see, it created a plane that goes all the way through the center of the sphere. Alright, so let's just test that, for mirror, which would mean that anything that I do over here on the right side will be duplicated on the left. And you can see the little ball right there is green, and the one right there is shadowed. That's just to let you know which side you're actually working on. So let's see. Yep, that works. Very cool. So I'm going to left thumbstick, push it to the left, disappears. Also, we need to make this a little bit bigger. And we're good to go. Now let's see. Actually, I want my layers back. And there's my ball. I actually want to kind of scale it down. I wonder if you can scale it down. Click on that and go right here. Don't want to rotate. We'll do the scale. Never tried this feature. That's not doing anything. Wait a minute. No, that's just scaling the center point. Well, what's that? Sculpt scale. Alright, well, there we go. So, minus, how about 50? Let's see what that does. Holy cow! Let's set that sucker. We don't need to do that. Let's just go back to layer. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it easy on myself. Blow this bad boy up. I'm just going to erase it. I'll just start with another one. Put it right there. Somewhat deformed. But hey, wait a minute. Let me see what I can do here. No, because it will have to start with that. Alright, we're going to use this for the head. We have a new feature, the move tool, and going to adjust that inside sphere a little bit because I want to elongate the head. So I'm going to pull that up a little bit, bring out the nose a little bit, and alright. Yeah, the top of the head got a little more distorted than I wanted, but that's okay. This is just getting it roughed in. Let's just add a little top of the head right there just for fun. There we go. Now, I'm going to smooth it out a little bit with this smooth tool. And you can do that by pulling down on the left hand. If you're right-handed, it's going to be your left hand, and it will switch to the smooth tool. And I'm going to do the smooth tool, and then I'm going to bring that intensity down, and then kind of soften it all up, and then I want that head just to be a little bit thinner. I've grabbed the inflate and then just double tap to create the deflate aspect of it. So I'm making the head, yeah, just somewhat thinner, maybe a little bit. If I remember right from my earlier model, it was tapered like that, the back of the head. And you can kind of see, kind of get that general shape. And all right. All right, there we go. Okay, let's go to oh. Let's go center, and let's go. Oh, we're doing okay. I really do want to scale that down. I wish there was just a way to scale it. Transform selected object. Selected object. Alright. Oh yeah, buddy. There it is. Awesome. Way to go, Oculus Medium. Now, can I just move it on an axis? What is that? No, I don't want to do the pivot. Do not want to. There we go. Now, just want to constrain him Oh, that is so cool, guys. Awesome. Now, kind of discolored the, it doesn't look like it's truly centered, though. Let's see what happens here. Let's, it's not really centered there either. It's going to be tricky to eyeball it. But you know what? If it's close enough at this stage, maybe it won't matter. Maybe it will. We'll see. We'll see what happens. My goodness. Okay, let's blow them up just a little bit. And let's add some clay just to see what we've got going here. I'm going to add just a little bit of clay for the end of the nose. Alright. Let's blend that in. Soften it up. Let's see what that does. It seems to be yeah, it seems to be alright. Okay. I'm going to flatten out underneath here. Now, I want the inflate tool. As you can see, he's got a ridge there by his by the nose, and double tap it to kind of bring that up and bring it down a little bit, and just kind of stretching that. And again, let's soften that. Just really working on a low res for right now, which is really tough for me to do because I'm one of those people that just got to get in there and start doing all the little fun little noodling stuff. And oh, I want to redo that. When I really need to focus on getting the shape and the form. As you can see right there, I've got to get that ridge up there a little bit higher. And bring it there. Yeah, that's looking about right now. I played with the earlier version of Medium. I really like it. Then I got busy with other work, and I'm somewhat caught up, and now I want to start getting into Medium again and create some fun stuff. So I'll continue on this for as long as I have the free time. I'm going to kind of try to limit myself for these little videos, maybe 30 minutes, and then you can see the progression of it each step of the way. Alright, now I'm going to add eyes, but I'm not going to add it to the base mesh here. I'm going to create another layer, and new. Alright. And so I'm done with that. Now, I'm going to get clay. And really, if you look at the eyes, they're just spheres, but I don't want to attach it to the base model yet. I'm just going to put eyes as reference points for right now to help me gauge with scale and placement. As already I can kind of see that You know what? His head really needs to be taller. Right? So, with that, let's go to first layer. And, don't want to do that. I gotta. Okay. I always gotta remember that, see, look at that. I accidentally rotated my model, so there we go. We got him back on track. So what I want to do is choose this move tool again. Let's see if we can get a little more mileage. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Get a little more mileage out of the move tool. Pull that up a little bit. But look what it did. It actually grabbed the eyes. I don't want that. Alright, even though I was on layer 1, well, let's just do that. I was kind of hoping I could use the eyes as a gauge. Oh man, you gotta love those sound effects, right? Reminds me of Kid Picks. I'm always forgetting that. Alright, so with that said, I now need to adjust the ridge of his nose again. Bring that out. And maybe just a little bit more there. So in this segment, we're just going to work on the basic part of the head. Let's smooth all that out just a little bit. If you look at the back of the head on the model, it really needed to kind of curve out a little bit. So let's try to inflate some of the and now let's smooth that out a little bit. Alright, so far not too bad. It's kind of looking like him. Maybe that bump on the nose, I remember from my sketch, it was really one of those pretty dominant feature, and I wanted to bring it out. So I don't want to not have it in there. Added character to him. Now with that said, so I've got that. Let's smooth that. Let's see if I can kind of get an overall increase on the nose here. Just kind of lightly tapping the trigger. And I'm going to stick with that, and we're going to try the move tool again. I'm not that close to the eyes, but what I want to do is kind of move it up a little bit. And then let's smooth that out. And then we are going to inflate just a little bit more. Bring it down. And let's inflate. I am inflating. There is no constraint as far as intensity on that. It's just we've got to work on the trigger, I guess. It's all about the trigger action. And we need to inflate more right there. Kind of losing that prominent arch on the nose. A little over the top, but we're going to smooth it, and then a little more, smooth it back even still. Alright. Looks like the eyes could go up. So, let's see, let's practice on that. Layer 2. And I want to move those. And let's see if I can actually do it without... See, I'm purposely trying to go left and right just to see if they will move. Alright, now I cannot do anything yet. I gotta go like to my palette to deselect. Alright. That's workable. Now let's go back to my layer. Let's go to layer 1. And tools. We're going to add nostrils. That nose is just looking a little too narrow. Let's add nostrils. I'll start adding some character to his head. Alright, play. Pretty simple. Using the sphere. Obviously too big. Hey, and then they created new scaling. You used to have to use your thumbstick and go up and down. And, you know, trying to get that nice little touch was sketchy at best. You would just try to tap and just try to get that little, and it would explode either too big or too small. Now what they got is you push down on the joystick there, that little thumbstick. You push down, and then you move your hand in or out. Look how smooth that scaling is. Is that cool or what? So you just sort of, you know, eyeball it where you want it and go, yeah, that's looking pretty good. So that's the size. And now we're going to go for placement. And these nostrils are going to be an integral part of his head, so I'm going to add it. And so for right now, that's going to work out pretty well. So I'm just going to soften it around the edges, so it looks like it's blending into his head. Alright. There we go. Nice. Alright, and then if you look at the, let's bring my reference material a little bit closer. I'm going to move and bring it this way, and then we're going to bring it in just a little bit, and then click. There we go. And we can kind of rotate it just a little bit there. Perfect. Alright, go back to layers. Now if you can see right here, he's got quite the prominent cheeks when he smiles, where he kind of does a little growl. Those cheeks really puff up. Not so much when he's sad, but we're not going to do a pose like that. We're going to stick with this, you know, either a cheesy grin or like a hey, how you doing kind of a thing. Either way, we'll think on that later, but you know, one of the main features of this character and his expressions are his cheeks. And what we'll do, seeing how we're at that stage, you know, boy, and his head really does, my goodness, just still needs to be longer. Before I do anything, we're going to do a save, because we may come back and want to do a sad face, but we're going to concentrate on one of these happier faces. So let's Let's do a save. And real quick, we'll just sort of back that off just a little bit. And just going to name him Green Dragon. Pretty simple. Space. Oop, don't want, not Green Doctor. Back up. Green Dragon. Underscore. That's not an underscore. Clear. Underscore. Oh! I just wiped everything out. Let's just do another one. There we go. Back. I was going to keep the date. You know, it's kind of nifty to know when you worked on something. So, alright, Green Space Dragon. And then I wanted to do the underscore. Let me just go 0, 1. Alright, and then we're going to go enter. Okay, so it's not saving because I have another one in there. Maybe that's it. Let's see. So let's back up. Let's do let's go 0, 0, 1. See what that does. There we go. So Green Dragon is okay. Gotcha. It's all good. Let's me go to the house. Right. Okay, good. Alright, it went away. Okay, now with that said, so, cheeks. I'm going to create cheeks. Cheeks are going to be on the main mesh here for his head for right now. The eyes will be blended in, but just not at this moment. So we're going to, again, we can scale this. Still so used to doing it the old way. And we want those cheeks to kind of come out right about here. So we'll get that in place, and then let's kind of weld them in place somewhat. Not weld, but just blend. And so now looks like some crazy car, but you can see right there where his mouth and the lower part of his nose goes up and joins in, even with the smile joins in. So we got to kind of come in and add some clay. So let's just start here and kind of work that in, smooth it. Really, some clay right there. Bring that out. Alright. Just a little bit there. And that helps also to make sure that that's not just a perfect circle for his cheeks. And gonna look to, if the cheeks were just perfect circles, just loses that organic feel. Now let's do a little bit of an inflate back there. And a little bit on the top. That's what I want to do. Come up a little bit. And it'll make more sense once we get the lower lip going in there. Let that blend into the back of his head. And then let's get the bottom here and just see what we can do to smooth that out. Alright, so we got the nostril, and this is, you're thinking that right along and through there, that's going to be where the upper lip blends in. And the nostrils still, they need to kind of really pop out. Let's try that move tool again. Let's scale that. Can it? Yeah. You can scale that way as well. Don't want to grab too much of the alright. Not bad. Now let's smooth out. And I think what's really going to help sell the nostrils is they actually have the hole in them. And looking at the kind of off to the side right there. So let's go ahead and just pop in a hole clay and sure. Now if you have a specific tool like that, if you double tap the green button, it will do the reverse of it. So instead of adding clay, I'm now going to subtract. Pretty cool, huh? And then smooth out. Alright, for what it is, that's not too bad. You know, it's still low res. I'm just kind of getting the basic shapes and the forms in there. Holding it up. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Needs a little more volume on the top of the nose. And maybe some more volume right in here. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's maybe add clay. Let's just try clay. Kind of cool spikes, but I don't need spikes. I actually need volume. There we go. Now, smooth. Smooth. Let's add a little more volume. Let's just a little bit bigger, because when you spray that smooth tool, it will really flatten out areas. And let's just add just a little bit right there. Alright, that's starting to work for me for this stage. Alright. And now I actually kind of need a little bit of a neck, just so I can base the mouth of what I'm going to do. So let's try let's just try that real quick. And when it's mirrored like that, you really kind of make it just a little bit bigger. And kind of, is that where I want it? Yeah, I think so. Right there. Okay. Yeah. Let's spray that in, the smooth tool. And see, now with that, I now have some real estate to incorporate the move tool again without actually. And then let's kind of twist it just a little bit. Whoa, she really, let's undo that. Kind of really gotta pay attention to where your hand placement is. Now, you know, let's see, what is pose? I think it could kind of loop in like that. That's doable. I like that. Nice shape. Alright, so I'm not going to get too concerned with the back of the head yet. I need to know, got to play around with how that lower jaw is going to come down. But for right now, that's looking pretty good. Alright, I think that's going to work for this little video. I'm at a stopping point. So, yeah, let me know what you think of it. You know, like a, you know, maybe a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Who knows? Any questions, comments, concerns? Just leave them in the comments below, and I'll get back with you. So anyway, until next time, y'all take care, and I'm going to save this guy.